Joining us now is Menaka Guruswamy. She's a senior advocate in the Supreme Court. You all know her for her trailblazing work through E77, but now she is here joining us as a tech guru at the moment and has been writing lots of stuff about how blockchain, etc. is developing. A quick update before we go to her on the regulation front is that remember we told you that the cabinet note was ready and that it is going to be brought in this session of parliament as well. But now we are hearing that there has been another rethink by the government. Government is saying they're not in a rush and they are not going to be tabling the cabinet note in this session of parliament. In fact, what I'm hearing is that it might not happen in the next session as well. At least till the polls happen here in the country, we're not going to see a crypto bill. The government, meanwhile, saying that they want more time to think and they want to expand their area of negotiation as well. For example, they want to now talk to countries and try and see more for a feasible resolutions on how exactly other countries are coming together on the issue of crypto. How is, say, Singapore regulating? How is Switzerland? How is US? How is UK? How are the forums and regulations around crypto coming in from across the world? And once that is studied by the government, that's when they want to bring in a regulation. All right, having understood that, let me go to Menaka now. Menaka, lots of sort of think and lot of sort of flip and flop also on which way the regulation will really go. But people like you who've been watching out the tech space, watching out the blockchain space as well, have faith that the government will go ahead with regulation itself. A ban is clearly not in the picture. But as we look at international community and how the government wants to take inputs from them on our own regulation, which is still in the works as of the moment, what do you think are the key takeaways that the government must keep in mind?
Hi, Sonal, thanks for having me on the show. So I think the key takeaways, if you were to look at sort of seemingly best practices right now from around the world, Singapore, Switzerland, the key seems to be, yes, you must regulate. Two, you must have good accountability mechanisms. By that I mean, when you regulate, have strict know your customer documents, have a place where crypto exchanges can register. So, in Switzerland, the Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority, which kind of oversees the Swiss banking system as well, also regulates the crypto infrastructure. So it also regulates crypto exchanges. You have to comply with, anti-money laundering statutes. You have to comply with a variety of more conventional criminal legislation as it pertains to trafficking, anti-terror legislation. So really, it is about taking your existing legal frameworks and trying to make them, tweaking them and trying to get them to speak to the world that is the world of crypto assets and cryptocurrencies. Right. So it is about that, and that it takes some element of reflection. It takes some element of knowing this emerging world, this emerging market space. And it's also a marrying of tech and law. And that is always challenging because tech changes quickly. And the law is usually a little slower to keep up. So that is the challenge today.
Marrying tech and law, that actually defines you and why we have you on the show today. So give me like quick 2-3 predictions that you're expecting in the world of sort of tech and law and blockchain and law and crypto and law in the coming few months. Say.
So I think you'll definitely get regulations, KYC, anti-money laundering regulations. You'll get regulations which will speak to the worries that we have for crypto currencies. Will it be used for terror acts because of the anonymity it provides? So you will certainly have legislation that will be tweaked to, in fact, meet these challenges. That's the first thing. I think the second thing, as we've seen in all kinds of grounds and spaces, whether it's courtrooms or boardrooms where tech meets law, you will have, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You wade in.
It's an ever-evolving process, yeah.
Ever evolving. And, this is a story. This is actually the story of the law, right? Technology has always moved much faster than legislation has.
Yeah.
So this is going to be no different. But eventually the law does catch up. And that will also happen. You know, I read somewhere that we have 10 crore, you know, crypto folk in India, folks who engage, you know, crypto assets, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoins, they, you know, wade into that world. America has 2.9 crore, you know. So this is the world's biggest market, if you will. You know, maybe not the most valuable, but certainly in numbers, the world's biggest market.
Yes.
So we would obviously look to our government to make legislation, to have regulations, because we don't want to be involved in the illegal way.
So what you're saying here is that there are no easy answers here. So expect more of this think and rethink to keep happening when it comes to the bill. And we got to stay patient with this. As long as the intent of the government is clear on which way this is going, we should be okay. All right. Thank you so much, Menaka, for joining us.